Hope you're doing well today. It is June 4th. Our reading today is actually all of Song of Solomon. So let's get over there. Not a reading that a lot of folks are familiar with or that too many folks enjoy studying, frankly. But anyway, I would encourage you to read it and think about applications. And we're going to make a simple application today. If you're not familiar with Song of Solomon, you have the Shulamite, you have the bride, and you have the beloved, you have Solomon. And most people think that there is good bit that it there's a good bit of symbolism here pointing towards the Lord and his church. Perhaps that's the case. We're going to be looking at it as that we have this picture of love. And we have this picture, and now I know I have a tendency to keep talking. Let's just look at it. You'll understand as we go along. Come to the second chapter. Over in the second chapter, we have, and this is where the quotation comes from, the lily of the valley and the rose of Sharon. There's a hymn entitled that, old hymn. Well, let's read some. Verse 1, and this is, I believe this is the Shulamite. I'm the rose of speaking. I'm the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys, like a lily among thorns. And that's what I wanted to key in on. Like a lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. Like an apple tree among the trees of the woods, so is my beloved among the sons. Right? This figure of being one of a kind, of appreciating, of in this case, as the Shulamite appreciates her, loves her beloved, and the beloved loves the bride. She is like a lily among thorns, right? One of a kind. Like an apple tree among the tree of the woods, one of a kind. So is my beloved among the sons. Come down a little bit further into chapter 5, and we see the same thing again. Chapter 5 at verse 10, my beloved is white and ruddy, chief among 10,000. Come to chapter 6 now, right? That idea of being one of a kind. Chapter 6, verse 8, right? Now we're to the point Solomon is speaking about her. He says, verse 8, there are 60 queens and 80 concubines, and virgins without number. My dove, my perfect one, is the only one of her mother, the favorite of the one who bore her. The daughters saw her and called her blessed, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. Who is she who looks forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, awesome as an army with banners, right? And we have this figure of being one of a kind. And here, in thinking about Solomon, this is the odd part, right? She's a lily among thorns. The beloved is like an apple tree amongst all the trees. Chief, one of a kind. But this is Solomon. And Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And so it seems odd for Solomon to be writing this song about one. And there's a lesson to be learned there. And when we think about Christ and his church, and like I said, what I want us to look more at is how do we treat the one we love? Revelation chapter 2, your first love, right? Love the Lord with your heart, soul, mind, body. Our first love, the one, right? The one amongst all. Think about the parables. The merchant seeking pearls, and he finds one amongst all the others. And he sold everything he had and he wanted that one. And that's what we're talking about. And so Solomon, because that's the peculiarity, that Solomon had so many wives and so many concubines. And for him to be speaking about one like this there's a lesson to be learned. So then you read all of the Song of Solomon and you say, okay, how do you treat the one you love? Right? Not the 700, not the 300. How do you treat the one? that you love, and you pursue them. That's what you do. You pursue the one that you love. You seek. That's what you do. Read through the Song of Solomon and through all, right? Get get past all the romantic language or incorporate that or whatever you want to do, but think about what it's speaking about, and there's a pursuit there. You keep yourself. You keep yourself pure for the one you love. You have that idea repeatedly throughout Song of Solomon. And that's what we're talking about. And of course, with all of the romantic language, you love them. You love them. You're not just going through the motions. If you read through Song of Solomon, and if your takeaway from that is just going through the motions, you have not read Song of Solomon, because we're not going through the motions. That this is about love. And so when we think about the Lord, and we think about how the Lord looks at the church as he gave himself for her, and we think about love, and we think about pursuit, and we think about keeping ourselves pure, and we think about looking forward to the time when we are with the groom, the bride and the groom. The end of Revelation speaks about that. So anyway, it's about love, and it's about loving that one above all else. That's what it's about. Appreciate you. Hope this has been helpful for you in some small way. Hope you have a good day, and hope you join us for our next look into God's Word.